Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today for this video where we're going to be discussing parental responsibility, the duty that comes with this, how somebody's able to acquire parental responsibility, because there seem to be some misconceptions around who's entitled and who's not. So I thought it would be important to help provide some level of clarity around this area. Parental responsibility gives guardians the legal right, duties, and powers to make decisions for their child. That could be around where the child's going to be staying in terms of property, what name the child's going to be bearing, what school that child's going to be going to, what religious affiliation the child needs to follow whilst the child is still young, and if you're so desperate in terms of them following your football team or basketball team that you'll want to kind of force them into that area as well. That was a terrible joke. That doesn't really apply. The last one, I just thought I'd just add that to it. I suppose the main point I'm trying to make here is that it's quite a significant responsibility to hold. You are pretty much making life-changing decisions. When it comes to who can have parental responsibility, a mother would automatically have for a child that they give birth to. But a father is only able to have parental responsibility if he is married to mother or he is named on the birth certificate of the child. Another area I thought was important to also kind of consider was the idea of who has more parental responsibility. I suppose from what I've just cleared out in terms of mother automatically having parental responsibility, the next possible question would be, if mother do automatically have it, that means they must have more than fathers, right? Actually, that's not the case. The only way this applies is if mother and father were not married in the first place, or father's name was not on the birth certificate. If either of the two have already been achieved, then both parents have equal parental responsibility. Both parents should be consulted when big decisions are being made. The reason I thought that it was important to kind of focus on this today is because there have been, in my line of work, a lot of fathers that have felt they're not able to say anything because mother would either take them to court and then the court would favor mothers. What I will say in terms of the legal system giving preferential treatment to women, that no longer exists because the judges have guidelines that they use in determining what is in the best interest of that child. The gender of the parent no longer plays a part in that decision making process. The knowledge and idea that the court favors mothers stems from past generations and media sensationalization. So in the instance where a father was not able to acquire parental responsibility by either being on the birth certificate or being married to mother or partner, how they can acquire parental responsibility is by applying to the court. They want to complete a C100 form and attend their local family court for this. They can either get the C100 online from the government website, or you can attend your local court who would provide you with this document. You complete the document and then take it back to the court. As at the time of filming this, the cost of that application was £232. When you're completing the form, what you must try and do is give a brief details of why you're making this application. And a lot of the time, it is often advised that you have a legal representative go through it with you because they'll be able to advise you how best to complete the form. As of the time of filming this video, there is a lot of backlogs when it comes to applications being made through the court. Usually the process would take 4 to 6 weeks for it to be dealt with, but unfortunately due to the backlogs, there have been instances where this takes a little bit longer What we have found is that when parents do separate and there is disagreement, one of the parents would try to then alienate the child from the other parent. We have seen a lot of situations where this has happened, and the court system is aware of this now, to the point where whoever is causing the alienation of that child is then having to be reprimanded for the abuse, because that is abuse. That's emotional abuse on that child. You're not safeguarding the child, you're abusing your child within your care. I have been involved in situations where the child is removed from that parent's care and placed with the other parent, because that other parent is able to safeguard the child from that emotional abuse that's been caused by that mom or dad. The most important thing to consider as parents, which a lot of the time we come across during this period, is that when you have got disputes, the person that is suffering from all of this is the young person that has been prevented from seeing the other parent. That person's identity has been formulated from the both of you. And the only way you're able to promote that identity fully is to allow them the opportunity to have access to both parents. What I'm trying to say is, whatever your differences are or is, you need to be able to put it aside, away from your child, because ultimately they're the one that is exposed to those emotional scars, which ultimately goes on to have significant impact on them as they progress through the developmental stages of life. Another thing I also believe that is important to kind of address as well is this idea of, when we get in touch with children's services, they should be able to place my child with me. That is not something that is possible, because children's services do not have parental responsibility that they put in their back pocket. But the only way local authorities can apply for parental responsibility through interim care order or full care order, to be able to acquire those powers, just like parents have to, is to be able to evidence significant harm, that without applying and the court granting that order, that child is going to be at risk of significant danger in the care of that parent. If the local authority is not able to evidence that, there is no court in this land that would approve that. So what the local authority would often do during that moment is encourage parents to work together. And if they're not able to work together, then they need to be seeking support through the court. If the court sees it fit to then include the local authority, that's when they would write to the local authority to see if the local authority has got any interest in your child. What they're trying to determine within that point in time is, should the local authority be providing support to your child? Does the local authority believe that the child is best placed with either of the parents through the completion of what is called a Section 7 report, or a Section 37 report, where the local authority needs to decide where is the best place for that child, or if the local authority believes that the child should be in the care system instead. It is better for parents to try and resolve any issues that they've got themselves, because that's the best way that your child is able to learn how to address disputes now and also in the future. I hope that you found this video useful today. If there's anything that you'd like me to clarify or answer, please leave us a comment below, and I will try and respond as quickly as possible. I hope that you like what we're all about. We've got other videos on our channel. Please like, subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Until then, you make sure you look after yourself and stay safe. Thank you. Bye for now.